Hey DS, it's Everclear. Basically giving you an update of the auction values that I promised a couple weeks ago. So here they are. I'm going to show you the Google Docs, and I'm going to show you basically the Excel sheet that I've been working with. So here's the Google Docs. The only difference between the Google Docs and the Excel sheet is that there's no cool pictures up top to distinguish. The notes are still there, but you basically can't determine what site they're from unless you hover over it. So whatever, I'll minimize that and we will start working with the running backs. Broken down the name, ADP, websites on the ranking. This is the values that I basically plugged in myself. The max is your input value, so that's your variable, and the fixed equations are going to be using the average value variations of the average cost and the top average value. Um, Top average value is used to find the average, and the average cost is used to find the lowball value. Um, I updated these today, so you really don't need to update them. Basically, you should try to update them once every 4 days, give or take, because these websites are pretty slow on the rankings. Honestly, realistically, once a week. It's not that big a deal unless your draft's coming up soon. And your values hinge very much on the immediate changes, like Arian Foster. So I've pretty much explained most of this stuff in my first post. The new stuff is just the costs that I basically given the players. Like I said, max, average, low ball. This is just the average cost. I have notes here. You can read them. It pretty much gives the information that you're looking for as to what the hell all this stuff means. It's broken down into running back, which I had before, wide receiver, tight end, and quarterback. Now you're probably saying, well, Everclear, how come there's no kicker in defense? Because you only spend $1 on kicker in defense in auction. If you spend more than $1, you're an idiot. It's that easy. Um, and here we go. Here's the auction chart. You want to see how you're doing theoretically speaking, how much money you're spending in each section. I got two graphs here. Nice, beautiful pie charts, delicious pie charts. Sweet potato and apple, I think. So this is what would happen basically in my league, which starts one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, a flex, a tight end, a kicker, and a defense, and six bench spots, which is kind of weird because not many people do 15 rounds. But once again, I'm in Yahoo, so sue me. If you have 16 spots in a fifth bench or seventh bench, then so be it. You just add $1. It's not that hard. Um, these are based upon the values that you can choose. So for instance, let's just go with the wide receiver flex. So we'll double click that to see where I got the values from. So we go to the wide receiver tab. Um, Basically, I assume that for my wide receiver flex option, the first two tiers of wide receiver would be the max amount of value. If I scroll down a little bit, the third tier would basically be the average value. Since people are paying max value, I assume they would have less money. Therefore, they're going to be spending less money later on. You could change it by moving it over. Just click and drag. It's pretty easy. If you think it's going to be lower than that, click and drag. You're done, hit enter. Always remember to hit enter. And there you go, it hits your value. Let's just say you think people in your league tend to spend a little bit less on quarterbacks. Double click, go to the quarterback tab, click and drag to the min value, or the low ball value, sorry, my fault. You get 252. As you can see, the bench changed and the theoretical bench per team changed. Obviously, you have more money to spend on bench, etc. The difference between theoretical and actual, theoretical is, if I could get to it, is basically the max amount of money, the 2400 minus your starting lineup cost, which is based upon this. So basically what it's saying is that you have this money and you have $20 to blow whatever way you choose. The actual bench is based upon the average values of the leftover tiers you don't use. So for instance, in the wide receiver flex, you are not using your running back 3, 4, and your wide receiver 4 for your starting roster, and they're getting dropped into your bench. I'm basically using the default values for that, and since they're higher than 1, as you can see for the wide receiver 4, it's 2. I'm basically using those and 3 bench spots at $1. So it's giving you your actual bench. So if you could see it, let's see, double click. So we have the sum of those. So I'm including all those plus the 36. So that's just a dollar for every 12 teams. 12 times 3, 36. Pat yourself on the back. I don't want to do that. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you have any questions, post them. Oh, right, tier example. So the tier example basically just shows you what I just told you. If you spend $24 on a QB and you spend 54 and 26 and you just keep doing that, basically what happens is in my league, what I found out was, and it's pretty obvious, was that the running back 3 and the wide receiver 4 and running back 4 basically it bleeds into the fourth section of your bench right here, which should be a dollar, but instead it's 2, or that should be a 2. Oh well. Um, so yeah, it bleeds into your bench spot here. Now, if it's a dollar, congratulations. If not, then what happens is let's just say you add another bench spot. Well, now you have another dollar on top of that, which you have to work around with. It's not that hard, it's a dollar. So in my original auction post, I said if you have a 12-team league, 4 spots are a dollar, and your kicker and defense are a dollar. And you get the 3 spots there, and it pretty much works out, except you're spending more money than what you're allotted, which is the $200. So basically, you have to add and subtract values, and it's just there for you to play around with. So yeah, it's pretty much about it. Hope this helps you guys, and good luck this year.